But let me begin my greetings. I'd like you to know that this is my first major address before a private organization after assuming the stewardship of the Judicial Department of our government 42 days ago on December 21, 2005. Since then, there have been occasions when I delivered some remarks, as when I gave a statement to the media right after my oath taking, and when I delivered extemporaneous talks during a number of testimonials. Tonight, however, marks the first time for me to speak formally and at some length about my overall program as the 21st Chief Justice of our country. Why did I choose the Rotary Club of Manila as the venue of my initial policy speech? It was because Rotary had initiated me into the government. For those new in the Rotary, let me explain. I vividly remember that on June 17, 1992, then President-elect Fidel V. Ramos, a member of Manila Rotary, offered me a cabinet post as Secretary of Justice in his new government. While profuse with appreciation for his kind offer, I explained that I was not worthy of his generosity because I had not campaigned for him during his presidential bid. I added that members of his cabinet should be those who belong to his political circle. He warmly replied that my non-involvement in his presidential campaign was immaterial. What mattered was that he believed I was capable of helping him and our country. He cited emphatically and most assuredly that he has observed me closely during my Rotary presidency in 1990 to 1991. He repeatedly recalled our private conversations during several Rotary meetings like this about the role of law in bringing about good government. Although he heeded my desire not to be recruited into the political arm of the government, he eventually offered me an associate justiceship in our highest court, an offer I could not resist. My rather difficult journey to enter the Supreme Court is quite another story. The point is that perhaps I could not have been Chief Justice in 2005 were it not for my appointment as Associate Justice in 1995. And I would not have reached the court at all were it not for my association with then General Fidel V. Ramos in the Rotary Club of Manila. So be careful when you talk with your seatmates. He might be president of this country. I didn't know at that time that the chief of the constabulary would become president of the Philippines. Indeed, our Rotary activities gave him a wide window to assess my capability to render public service. May I add very quickly that President Ramos, who is still a member of our club, isn't it? Has not asked me any favor for himself, his family, or his political goals, not even for his administration during his term as president. He absolutely respected my independence and integrity as a member of our highest court. My fellow Rotarians, let me begin my address tonight by declaring my pledge to lead a judiciary that is characterized by 4 Ins: integrity, independence, industry, and intelligence. I envision a judiciary that is morally courageous to stand its ground against the onslaughts of influence, interference, and indifference. A judiciary that does not allow the plagues of ships, kinship, relationship, friendship, and fellowship to interfere in its work and actions. On the other hand, the legal profession the vineyard from which our judges are picked must be people with noble men and women who, in addition to being able to provide, and I quote from our former Chief Justice Davide, quality, ethical, accessible, and cost-effective legal service, unquote, are also, in my view, responsible, dependable, and morally upright. My vision, therefore, is for a corps of legal professionals who owe utmost fidelity to the ends of truth and justice above everything else, including their clients' causes and interests. The legal profession's renaissance should see the emergence of a new crop of ethical lawyers, willing and able to stand for their convictions against all odds, to carry on in spite of seemingly insurmountable opposition, and to be a beacon for the weak, the oppressed, and the disadvantaged.